Akhetaten's Gates, Chapter 36. To my surprise, it was awfully easy to become Smenkhare, and seemingly overnight. Perhaps everyone was just as amused as Akhetaten and my daughters, and he was pleased. The name was bestowed upon me, and regalia were tailored for me. Only in private was my true identity revealed. At first, I wondered what Kia's reaction would be to such a comical and bold move. Friendship or not, she was certainly not happy at first. She had made it her prerogative to quickly bring her concerns to Akhetaten. "Calm yourself," he told her with a chortle. "Our son is in no danger of losing his position. Let Smenkhare enjoy himself for a while. Akhetaten can look to him as a role model and a mentor." The words could only provide a small bit of comfort. If Smenkhare now exists as a junior king, who will be his queen? And yours? He beckoned for her to approach the throne, which she did. He brought her onto his lap and stroked her face. "You are fretting too much." "I will be taking Meridaten as my queen," I stated. "I thought it was only proper, since she is sort of like my partner in crime." "My pharaoh?" She looked hopefully at Akhetaten. "You need a new queen, then, if your queen and junior queen are displaced. Who will tend to lonely pharaoh?" He chuckled. "Nefertiti is still my wife. Smenkhare is merely an image." "Is this all just a big game to you?" she asked. "Kia, can I not act as your new queen if Nefertiti is to be Smenkhare? Do you not care for me at all?" "I have actually grown rather fond of you," he said calmly. But you will never see me as anything more than a political bride and an obligation to your country. I'm merely a harem wife that got lucky." She frowned. "I am lonely, Pharaoh." "I'm sorry," was all that he could say to that. "My love remains with her." She covered her face, trying to hide her tears from him to no avail. "I want to be free, to be loved, to have friends. I do not want to dishonor my father." "Oh?" "Forgive me, Pharaoh. I mean you no disrespect. But let us be honest. Fondness is not love, and there is nothing here but my ladies-in-waiting." Akhetaten was quiet for a long moment. Kia twinged, preparing for the possibility that he would strike her. He gave her a gentle nudge, making her slide off his lap. I watched him intently. "I can understand your concerns, Kia. But you do realize that Akhetaten would have to remain here, don't you?" "It pains me, but what choice do I have?" "Does this displease you?" "Some," he admitted, "but I find no offense in your request. I'm just sorry that we had to come to this. The fault is not your own." "Will you grant my request?" He thought in silence again, drawing out the moment. I hated it when he would do things like that. I wanted to strangle him sometimes when he did things like that. "I will send you to Luxor, then. You can live a more entertaining and fulfilling life there. There are many women in the harem there. You should never grow lonely. I will send you with a small band of soldiers to assure your safe travel." "My only regret is that I'm a horrible mother," she said. "You shall not be ignorant of him, and he shall know the identity of his mother. Take pride in him, Kia, for one day he will become king of Egypt." Kia gave a deep girly bow and was therefore dismissed to prepare for her long journey ahead. I looked to Akhetaten again. I could not really decipher the expression on his face, or what sorts of feelings were attached to it. "Is this all right?" "Huh?" He looked to me. "Oh, this is fine. Everyone will be appeased now, won't they? I and you, Smenkhare, have an heir. When he grows, he will need a queen. Kia brought up a good point. You need a queen to replace me." "Well, you've already claimed my beloved Meridaten," he chuckled. "Perhaps I will marry Akhetaten for the symbolic purpose of making her a new queen of Egypt." And to Akhetaten? I asked. He's not my son. He will need a queen-born princess to marry in order to lay legitimate claim to the throne. Do not overlook Meridaten Teshret and Akhetaten Teshret. They are my daughters as well from this bloodline. He reached over and took my hand in his. It'll work out, Smenkare. I slumped in my throne with a heavy sigh. Akhetaten looked over with a soft little laugh. Tired? We'd been ruling Egypt for a zillion years, and when I was queen, it never felt this hard. Yes, I felt that way once. It's not so easy to be the king, is it? Is every day like this? I whined. How is it that sitting beside you I never noticed? Well, queens are different, he replied. You are too busy with the children, playing mother. You are too busy, often trying to find a place to hide in the garden. Your job was simply to make me look better than when I am without. But I am confident that you can carry out this job as well. You are very bright and adaptable. What I am, I stated, is glad that all those people are gone. Oh, come now. It wasn't even a busy day, he laughed. But I can't make ambassadors and nobles take naps like I did with unruly and annoying children. Yes, give me children over adults any day. As if on cue, Ramose opened the door to the throne room, partially empty now, with a few handmaidens, Meridaten Teshret, Akhetaten Teshret, and Akhetaten. Oh my, Akhetaten gasped. Look at this mighty entourage. Well, Ramose said that everyone was leaving, Meridaten remarked. So either you are done or you are boring. Take your pick. Oh, really, he sighed. Why must you speak with such a sharp tongue? She says she wants to be just like Grandma since everyone loved her so much, Akhetaten explained. This, of course, caused Meridaten to puff out her chest proudly, making us laugh. You two are certainly in a class of your own, Akhetaten admitted. I watched the youngest of the entourage. Since the elders were engaged in conversation, the trio of 1-year-olds began to find ways to amuse themselves. Well, the girls did. Akhetaten seemed the most timid one. Perhaps it was because, even at this age, he knew he was one of the few boys in a palace dominated by strong women. Or maybe he was just a boy in a shell like his father used to be. The little girls began to hug and hang on him. He whimpered and struggled, grabbing onto Akhetaten's dress and hiding behind her. She peered down at him and smiled, taking his hand and walking him to the thrones. Hello there, Akhetaten greeted, leaning forward to pat the boy's head. Akhetaten hid behind Akhetaten again, sucking on his fingers. He wasn't sure if he liked being around men, as he was so predominantly surrounded by the female sex. He reminds me of you, I chuckled. Dad used to be all shy like this? Akhetaten asked. Akhetaten used to be like that, Meridaten chimed in, perhaps a little sadly. Long before any of you were born, I smiled. He was as meek as a kitten. But look at me now, Akhetaten said boastfully. From a kitten to a lion. Quite a transformation. I owe it all to my beloved mother, wife, and Aten. Without them, I would never be the man that I am now. Akhetaten peered out from behind Akhetaten and carefully toddled over to me. He placed his little hands on my knees and began to babble quietly in a baby language foreign to adult ears. He had such a pretty little face. Before I could think, I snatched him up onto my lap and gave him a squeeze. Oh, you are just too cute! Well, he certainly has a certain charm about him, doesn't he? Akhetaten chuckled. He reached over and rubbed the small head. He will become an excellent king one day.